Well, the legislature is taking it up as we speak. Brandon Creighton is carrying it over in the House, and Brandon's a great young man from the Woodlands just north of Houston, Texas, who's carrying that piece of legislation. It's a concurrent resolution, one that will memorialize Congress, if you will, that the 10th Amendment is important. This country was created by the states deciding that they were going to have the federal government as our agent, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say that the 10th Amendment is what you're going to use to assert the sovereignty of Texas. Governor Perry, could you explain what the 10th Amendment states?
Well, the 10th Amendment says that the powers that are given to the federal government are limited, and if it does not clearly state and give the federal government those rights, then they are prescribed and held by the states themselves and the people. Clearly and simply put, is that the...
Uh-oh, I think we lost the governor. Well, I think we lost something here on the Savage Nation. I may have lost the transmission of the show for all I know. Beowulf, am I live, or have I lost? Oh, Governor, are you still with us? Okay, I think we lost the connection to Governor Perry. But you hear some very powerful words on the Savage Nation from Governor Perry, where he's finally saying enough is enough to the overbearing, liberal, big government under Obama. He's saying nuts. He's saying no. He's standing up to them. And he's saying no to their money if there are strings attached. And I believe that if we can back Governor Perry in this campaign, even if we're not from Texas, and I'm going to do everything I can to help in this campaign, perhaps there'll be another governor with the guts to stand up to this overbearing federalism that is growing in this country. I don't want to get ahead of myself and say, Governor Perry, please run for the presidency. But God only knows we need a Republican like Governor Perry who understands the issues, the constitutional issues that we are facing. We certainly don't have that at this time with any Republican on the horizon, as far as I can tell. Moreover, Governor Rick Perry, you may not know this, has been governor since 2000. In 1998, he assumed office as governor in December of 2000, when G.W. Bush resigned before his inauguration as president of the United States. But Perry was elected to full terms in 2002 and 2006. And you should know this. You should know that should Governor Perry complete his current term in 2010, he will become the first governor of Texas to complete 2 consecutive 4-year terms. Governor Perry, welcome back to the Savage Nation.
Michael, I
Governor,
don't have any idea what happened to our phone system here, but we were talking about the 10th Amendment and its meaning, and frankly, it's pretty simple, but I think it's important for Americans to really focus in on that 10th Amendment states clearly that the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution and are prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states and to the people. And the amendment states that the total scope of the federal government's power is that which is specifically granted to it by the Constitution and no more. And what that means, as I said earlier, that the federal government was created by the states to be an agent of the states. And today, unfortunately, the states are treated instead as agents of the federal government.
That's very interesting. The original intent of the federal government was to have representation for the states in Washington?
That is correct.
That's amazing how everything's gotten reversed, isn't it?
Supreme Court ruled in a case back through the years that Congress may not commandeer the legislative and regulatory processes of the states. I mean, we have a Supreme Court ruling. I think it was New York versus United States. I'm not a lawyer, but
oh, thank God for that.
Clearly, there is statutory and Supreme Court rulings that puts it clearly on the states and tells Congress you cannot commandeer the legislative and regulatory process of the states.
Okay, let's say that you do succeed in affirming your sovereignty under the 10th Amendment. What happens then?
Well, hopefully there will be other states that see the importance of what is going on here. And Americans will rally behind those states and those leaders in those states. I mean, we have to take our country back from the standpoint of being able to control what is going on in our states. There are way too many federal proposals out there that are not within the scope of the constitutional powers that impede the state.
Governor, we were just talking about the second big headline today, which is a Homeland Security warning of right-wing radicals, including people who oppose granting amnesty to illegal aliens. How could this be happening in America?
Well, I think there's a lot going on in America today that people are scratching their head on. They're watching an administration that is ramming through changes, and I mean, you got this out-of-control spending. You got recent attempts to usurp the states' rights through these unnecessary mandates. This new administration is rewriting the rules as we go, Michael. They're ignoring the traditional checks and balances that are out there. And
Amen. Well, that's why your headline on Drudge Report and everywhere else, it says Texas governor backs resolution affirming state sovereignty. Quoting you, federal government has become oppressive in size, intrusion into lives of citizens, tired of Washington trying to tell us how to run Texas. I'm really honored that you came on this show because I think this is a perfect time to begin taking America back from these radicals who are not only running but ruining America. The question is, who is going to follow you in terms of another governor? I don't see another one out there.
Well, you will. Mark Sanford, Bobby Jindal, Sarah Palin, Haley Barbour, Sonny Perdue. I mean, there are a number of principled, courageous governors across this country that will stand up. I think Tim Pawlenty, Governor Bresnan in Tennessee. I would be shocked if he wants to allow, although he belongs to the president's party, I would be shocked if he would want Tennessee to be directed and run from Washington. I just, for the life of me.
Well, Governor Perry, you taught, I've been in this business 15 years, and I thought that I kind of learned most everything, but I truly didn't know that the federal government was created to act as a conduit for states' issues. I didn't know that. I truly didn't understand that because I've been living in America so long that I have bought the let us say, the bait, hook, line, and sinker. And I actually thought that it was the other way around. It just shows you how little we really know in terms of what we've lost. And I pray to God that Texas does lead the nation in this. And I'm going to ask you a question. Of course, I don't think I'm going to get the right answer or any answer. What about running for the presidency on the Republican ticket?
Yeah, well, I got the best job. And it takes governors in major states. Those are the laboratories of experiment. That's where the new ideas come from. I am so passionate about staying in Texas, so passionate about being the governor of a state that really matters. When we stand up, when we pick the school books that we use, when we use our economic development tools in our state to make other states be more competitive, to me, that's where the action really is. That's where the action was supposed to be when this country was founded. And I would suggest to you that as we look and choose governors, that we pick those that really understand what the 10th Amendment was about. And
well, here in California, we have a tremendous choice ahead of us between the mayor of San Francisco and Governor Moonbeam. We have no choice in this giant state. I don't know. Texas is starting to look better to me. Again, you're not ruling out running for the presidency, are you?
California on a regular basis. Come on to Texas, Michael. We'll be glad to have you there, and I can promise you you'll be able to keep more of your money in Texas.
Well, you know what? I have a question for you. What is the state income tax in the state of Texas?
That would be zero.
Zero. So you're another one of the very few tax-free states. And the states now are, you know what it is in California, Governor? It's 10.5% for people who earn a real living. 10.5% of your income goes to the state. Can you believe that?
Art Laffer did a comparison between Texas and California, and it's not even close. From the standpoint of being able to enjoy the money that you work for, Texas is the place that you're able to keep substantially more of your money. That's the reason there are more Fortune 500 companies headquartered in the state